From Washington, this is VOA News. Coming up, historic meeting between the U.S. and Iran. Kenya's Muslims outraged over the Nairobi mall attack. Hello, everyone. I'm Steve Norman. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry made history Thursday holding one-on-one nuclear talks with his Iranian counterpart, Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif. Their meeting in New York was the highest-level talks between U.S. and Iranian officials since the Islamic Revolution in 1979, when American hostages were seized and diplomatic ties came to a standstill. Secretary Kerry also met Thursday with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly to discuss a draft UN Security Council resolution on eliminating Syria's chemical weapons. During a news conference, Mr. Kerry told reporters things are moving along well.
I was pleased to have a meeting with Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, and we did reach agreement with respect to the resolution. We're now doing the final work on pulling that language together, but it's our hope that that process between the Organization for the Prevention of Chemical Weapons and the United Nations and its resolution can now move forward and give life, hopefully, to the removal and destruction of chemical weapons from Syria.
Both countries agreed earlier this month to a deal under which Syrian President Bashar al-Assad would account for his weapons stockpile within a week and allow their destruction by mid-2014. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas says he refuses to enter into any interim and transitional agreements with Israel. Mr. Abbas told the General Assembly in New York Thursday that the Palestinian objective is a permanent and comprehensive peace treaty that officially ends all conflicts and claims. President Abbas thanked the United States for reviving what he called a comatose peace process. As investigations continue into the terrorist attack on a Nairobi shopping mall, the city's Muslim community is trying to come to terms with the atrocities committed by the Islamist militant group al-Shabaab. More than 60 civilians were killed, including women and children, and nearly 200 were wounded. VOA's Gabe Joslow is in Nairobi with our report.
The al-Qaeda-linked al-Shabaab militant group took responsibility for the attacks inside the Westgate shopping mall, saying it was retribution for Kenya's military operations in Somalia. But outside the Jamia Mosque, in the middle of Nairobi's bustling central business district, Islamic scholar Abdullahi Galkayo says the terrorists' aims have nothing to do with religion.
Islam is peace. The name Islam itself is peace. You are not supposed to kill even an insect. If you kill a person, you have killed the whole world.
Witnesses who escaped the mall after the assault began last Saturday say the assailants tried to separate Muslims to allow them to go free. The government says investigators are probing the scene and will conduct a forensic analysis to determine who exactly was involved in the attack and to identify the victims still buried in the rubble. Gabe Joslow, VOA News, Nairobi.
Police and protesters clashed Thursday for a fourth day in Sudan, where a government decision to cut back fuel subsidies sparked riots that have left 29 people dead. Government subsidy cut has caused a sharp rise in fuel prices and sparked public anger. Escalating unrest has become one of the biggest challenges to President Omar al-Bashir's government since he seized power in 1989. Here in the U.S., President Obama ridiculed congressional Republicans who continued to oppose his signature health care law set to take effect on Tuesday, October the 1st. In a speech Thursday, Mr. Obama described Republican tactics to block the law as crazy and said they were all worried the law will succeed, but that it will fail.
Of course, the closer we've gotten to this date, the more irresponsible folks who are opposed to this law have become some of the same Republicans who warned 3 years ago that this law would be Armageddon. That's what they said, Armageddon. Now they're threatening steps that actually would badly hurt our entire economy.
Meantime, the top Republican in the U.S. House of Representatives, John Boehner, said it is unlikely the Republican-controlled House will pass a temporary spending bill that would fund the government beyond Tuesday. The health care law is part of the new government budget, which starts on October 1st. If not approved, the U.S. government could shut down many of its functions until an agreement between both houses of Congress is reached. Get more news by going to our website at voanews.com.